let's get to the picks. We starting at college?
Yep.
Somebody was mighty good on the college front.
Yes,
Not
you
me.
were.
Somebody was mighty good.
Blind squirrel finds a
Michigan.
nut.
I hated picking them. I might never pick them again. They cover against the hapless Iowa Hawkeyes offense.
Yeah, they just can't score.
Brutal.
Brutal.
There's another guy. I mean, I love the guy, but I mean,
How
there
much
was
longer?
a time for
Yeah.
about 8 years there where Kirk Ferentz was the highest paid coach in college football. That's changed, but he's still making a fortune.
How long has he been there? 70
Been there
years?
A long time. Long time. All right, so we keep it rolling. Bearcats cover. Barely.
Barely.
They've
What
covered
is
for
that
like
number? They didn't cover. That's a push.
cover 10. That's covering.
All right. I'll take it. You guys will too.
Unless there was an article that said they've covered nearly every game when they've been the favorite for like 4.5 years. So maybe we had the wrong line of maybe it was 9.5. We had 10. I don't know.
All right. Fair enough. Bearcats win. All right. Up next, the
Ugh.
Mighty Buckeyes. I mean, now this is where
Vegas.
This is one of the moments, right? And we've all been around somebody, if not you yourself, where you got money on some NCAA basketball game, and some dude has to make a free throw, and he clanks it, and the other team throws it in
Yep.
from 50 feet, and you lose a bet. This one, Ohio State, for the record, the line was 39.5. They win by 39.
That hurts. That hurts a lot.
That's amazing.
You almost went undefeated in college.
The wise guy. I would have been undefeated were it not for a half point there. Okay, who else did we pick? Kentucky. They should have won that. I really felt bad for that quarterback because they're saying he's going to might be the top pick in the draft.
I don't.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, I don't know if he is or not. I'm just saying.
I heard him say it on.
people
I
think
heard.
he's
I
gonna
heard. Who was it? Todd on the call. Blackledge and
be- and Sean McDonough.
Sean McDonough. Yeah, I heard them talking about that. I think Levis is a really good quarterback. I don't know about
Yeah,
number one
But
in
it was
the
a
draft.
shame. He fumbled twice.
Yeah.
Their last two drives when they had a chance to go in, take the lead, win the
C-Rod
game.
looked great. Chris Rodriguez coming back. The running back for UK
Yeah.
looked amazing.
Yeah, I mean they got a good team, man. I mean, I still think they're going to make a run at Georgia to win the East part of that division. They got a good team. All right, so Kentucky
Oh, my
covers.
gosh.
Then there's the Bobcats.
Gave up
See,
700,
boys,
750
You don't
yards
have
of
to fake.
offense.
Yeah, how in the world does Kent State just not blow them by? Like, they only scored 31-24. They had 750 yards of offense.
and that game went to overtime.
And it went to overtime. Yeah, they
Overtime.
barely won. It's insane.
Yep. I mean, that hurts. This defense is that bad.
Yeah, not only that, Ohio was up. They were up in like the end of the third, 17-10, something like that, right?
That I don't know, but I know they can't stop anybody. They couldn't stop the three of us and 8 other guys. It's brutal. They ought to be recruiting here in Cincinnati more, by the way. I can't believe the kid from Wyoming, C.J. Hester. Okay?
Oh, yeah,
now,
he's a
he
stud.
might lack this or that, say, the Jordan Marshalls from Moeller lack to go big time Division I. I mean, Marshall's being recruited by, Ohio State, Alabama, you name it, they're all after this guy. He's only a junior. But C.J. Hester should not be going to Central Michigan or wherever he's going. He ought to be going to Ohio University.
And get him up there.
But too late. Well, no, it's not too late. He can decommit. All right, then we get to the NFL.
Go Ravens.
I just had a feeling about this game, honestly. I just don't believe in Lamar and his team because he has to do all the work in order to even be in the ball game.
Yeah, they can't run the ball.
Can't run the. So
Except for him.
yeah, except for
Right.
him.
J.K.
And-
Dobbins is not all the way back. As the season goes on, I'd watch him.
Yeah, hopefully he can come back and put up some numbers, but especially when your coach is writing everything on you, and like I said before, he keeps making those same mistakes, going for it on 4th and whatever, when you could go up by 3 or any of those scenarios. It's tough. I feel kind of bad for Lamar because he's in the middle of this contract negotiation. He's asking for quite a bit of money, and I feel like he should get
He'll get it.
He should get top quarterback and top running back.
He'll get it. He'll get it. You can take that to the bank. He's going to get it because he's all they got.
That's all they got. Yeah.
Right now, that could change. Okay. So, I mean, I should have won that bet. We all agree with that. And here are the, I mean, Casey, you went with the New York Football Jets, and I have to admit, I watched the fourth quarter of this game. Zach Wilson really played well.
Did he?
I'm telling you, that last drive, I think he was 7 for 7. They're down by 3. They get the ball. And I'm telling you, he made some throws in that game. And, last year I know he was nicked up. He had not played all this year. There was talk in New York, don't bring him back. Their offensive line is so bad. Fellas, the New York Football Jets are 2-2.
Yeah, I'm impressed. The Jets are actually kind of going in the right direction.
They are.
They're doing what I thought the Lions would be doing.
Yeah.
I mean, it is the Steelers. I think the Steelers are looking at like 1-7 in the next four games, right?
They
play
I
4
put
games.
in my notes here, getting some stuff together for last night. The next 4 games for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready for
They
this.
got back-to-back home games against Buffalo and Tampa Bay.
Oof.
Then they go on the road to Miami and Philadelphia.
Yeah,
How are they looking?
they're the
Not looking great.
yeah
No,
the
they're
worst
not.
team in the league.
All right, Casey gets a dub there. What else we got?
Brownies.
Hey,
that's
boy,
just-
oh boy, oh boy. I mean,
The Browns should have just ran the ball all day, and they didn't.
well, you know
It
what?
just comes down to that.
If you go back and look at that game, if I'm not mistaken, they were stopped trying to run the ball on 2 different possessions inside the 10.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
But-
they go off from 20 to 20, and then they get down there inside the 10, and now all of a sudden, for whatever reason, they can't run it. Boy, I mean, that's a terrible loss for Cleveland. They should be 3-1, and they'd be sitting atop the division. Actually, with Baltimore, 3-1. And if the Bengals, well, forget it. Here's a team, Casey gets another dub.
Yeah. I just saw that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they're struggling to run the ball. Their offensive line is
They
missing.
can't run the ball.
They cannot run the ball.
Cannot run the ball.
Yeah, and they lost Kappa. They lost the center. I can't remember his name
Yep.
at the top of my head, but
Yeah.
they just can't get the push they need, and it's showing. And the Chiefs took advantage by getting up really early to where Tampa couldn't afford to not just throw themselves back into the game. And you'd think that, if Tampa got up early, they would still probably lose because they can't run the football. So I don't know. I don't know if this says more about Tampa and where they're at or more about the Chiefs, but my suspicion is this says more about the Bucs and Tom Brady's team being too one-dimensional, relying too much on their defense to bail them out.
They fell behind big, so they were forced to throw it a lot more maybe than they wanted to. They ran the ball 6 times in the game.
Wow.
For 3 yards. Leonard Fournette got 3 carries for -3. White got 3 carries for 6 yards and a touchdown. Brady throws the ball. I've said it on this program. Week in and week out. It will happen every now and again. But if you throw the ball in the NFL 50 times, more times than not, you are on the losing side of things. Mahomes throws it 37 times, 3 touchdowns. They run the ball for 189 yards. Here's that damn thing on all right.
The ESPN auto.
Yeah, the Chiefs run it 37 times for 189 yards, 5.1 per carry. So, Casey, I know what you're saying about. I'm not so sure this isn't more about Kansas City. I think this team's a good team.
They are.
They
a good
stubbed
team.
their toe. Where was it last week at Indy? Right.
Yep.
It's a good team.
Yeah, it is a good team. And what was the rushing totals again? Could you repeat that one more
was
time?
189 yards for Kansas City, 3 yards total
On 6 carries.
rushing,
Or
6
5
carries for Tampa Bay.
Wow.
Maybe we need to get Tracy Jones down to Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
We might have to get into that. No, we're not getting in that tomorrow.
He can be the team doc. Well, I don't know what you would call that.
So that's it. So where are we in the overall picture of things here? Because there's big money for the charity of choice to the winner. And look at
Casey
my
McCallister.
Lord. That's a 3-game lead over Brandon, 6-game lead over me, but I am on the warpath coming back.
Yeah.
So there's where we are.
I mean,
And we'll do all our picks again this week on Friday.